Yes, oil and gas, but also wind and solar and nuclear and biofuels and more. We need to keep developing the technology that allows us to use less oil in our cars and trucks, less energy for our buildings and our plants and our factories. That's the strategy we're pursuing, and that's the only real solution to this challenge.
191 patents that our technology is based.
Anybody who tells you that we can drill our way out of this problem doesn't know what they're talking about or just isn't telling you the truth.
So basically what we have here is people can also charge at, if they want, they could charge their batteries at home before they leave in the morning, right?
Yes, if it's an all battery electric car, and these silver volts will be all battery, 100% battery initially. We're talking about all battery now, battery electric car every 200 or 250 miles while you stop for a fast charge.
Right.
Now after that event is over with and we bring cars back here, then we will take out part of the batteries and replace those batteries with fuel cells. Now the fuel cells will keep the batteries charged. Then we'll make that trip again from here to Washington, D.C. and from there to Los Angeles and back without charging 5 electric cars going across the country that never have to be recharged or that never were recharged during that trip.
Up in the morning and going to your place of work.
Oh, well you have 250 miles. 250
miles, so that pretty much would satisfy what percentage of the population?
100%. Interesting to note that our company was the first company in America to reintroduce electric cars to the country in 1967 with our Mars 2 electric car and our other electric cars in Detroit. Before that time, if you wanted to buy an electric car, you'd have to go back to 1920 when Detroit Electric Car Company was producing electric cars and of course they closed their doors in 1920. So from 1920 to 1967 you could not buy an electric car. 1967 we began producing them in Detroit and you could buy them. So we were the first company to reintroduce electric cars.
The United States consumes more than 1/5 of the world's oil, more than 20% of the world's oil, just us. We only have 2% of the world's oil reserves. We consume 20, we've got 2. And that means we can't just rely on fossil fuels from the last century. We can't just allow ourselves to be held hostage to the ups and downs of the world oil market. We've got to keep developing new sources of energy. We've got to develop new technology that helps us use less energy and use energy smarter.
The auto industry at that time, 1967, had absolutely no interest in electric cars.
Of course not.
Zero interest in electric cars. But now things have turned around and every auto company in the world is going to be producing electric cars.
So it can't be stopped at this point, and the most efficient technologies are the winners, right?
That's right.
So your new lead foam battery is that winner?
We believe it will be, yeah.
His technology and his plans got my attention because it was something new and something he was I could see that he was contributing to the new green technologies.
The lead foam design that's surpassing the lithium technology that perhaps is wrongfully being emphasized at this point when we should be looking at some of the lead acid technologies that have greatly improved today. Isn't that what did it?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Apollo Energy's Mr. Bob Aaronson's technology has way over better qualifications than the lithium battery, and the reason is because cost is much less. can do fast charging, which is a big factor in
Without overheating.
without overheating, and that's the main problem today.
Let's all go for a ride. So this car has been operating for 30 years.
Yes,
Plus.
yes. This is
And it had a 158-mile range way back when.
with the Mars 2 electric car had a 146-mile range. This one had a 150-mile range on battery only. Now with the new lead foam battery, the range of this car will be 250 miles on pure battery.
And a lead car could do much better.
Yes.
Because let's face it, this is the heavy car from yesteryear.
Yeah, this is
And
it's
then,
a 1980 car.
So the green car up ahead, if we,
The green car there is a new car. That's last year's model that came from China. And this little green car.
it's half the weight at least, right?
Its range quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's half the weight at least, right? This
Oh,
car.
Well, it's a much smaller car, and with the battery and fuel cell combination, the range will be about 180 miles. Then you stop for 10 minutes to replace the water in the 10-gallon water tank or ammonia, and then you go another 180 miles. So it's like adding gasoline to your car.
And how many times can you replenish that fuel cell?
Well, the fuel cell works on hydrogen and oxygen, and the oxygen that comes from the air. So we simply have a pump, and we pump in air, so we have all the oxygen we need. Now, hydrogen can come from either water through a water electrolyzer, or from ammonia through an ammonia cracker, and that would give you a range of about 180 miles. Then you'd have to replace the water or the ammonia, and you'd go another 180 miles. Now,
Right.
this
My
car,
question was, how many times can you keep filling that electrolyzer up with water? How many times before you have to replace the unit?
the electrolyzer?
Yeah,
Oh, it would last for at least 10 years.
10 years.
Oh, yeah.
And the fuel cell?
Fuel cell, easily 5 years and possibly more.
Okay, and the batteries.
The battery, easily 5 years.
And that's up 2 years from the lithium-ion batteries, right?
Lithium-ion batteries, we don't know how long they'll last. Some universities have made tests on them showing that they have a life of 2 or 3 years. Lithium battery life is very, very short.
So that's another big seller showing that your system's a winner.
Yeah. Our batteries have always gone over 5 years. And
So all you need now is a little bit of financial impetus to do the final testing before you go production line. Is that correct?
that's correct. We're almost there.
You're almost there. Okay, a super amount of interest from most of the electric car companies in your system at this point.
Well, 3 of them have been here already to see us, and they're just waiting for us to finish the new battery. And the others, I'm sure a lot of them are aware of us, but we haven't invited any of them to come to see us yet. When we've finished the development and have our certified performance tests from the Navy testing lab, then we will invite all 74 automakers to come and have a look.
And this could transpire within 6 months?
Yeah,
To a
within
year.
6 months, yeah.
Within
Our
6
cooperation
months.
with the private sector has positioned this country to be the world's leading manufacturer of high-tech batteries that will power the next generation of American cars that use less oil. Maybe don't use any oil at all. And after 3 decades of inaction, we put in place the toughest fuel economy standards in history for our cars and pickup trucks, and the first standards ever for heavy-duty trucks. And because we did this, our cars will average nearly 55 miles per gallon by the middle of the next decade. That's nearly double what they get today. We've got to rely on American know-how and young engineers right here at the U who are focused on energy. That is our future. And that's exactly the path that my administration's been trying to take these past 3 years. And we're making progress. That's the good news. In 2010, our dependence on foreign oil was under 50% for the first time in over a decade. We were less reliant on foreign oil than we had been. In 2011, the United States relied less on foreign oil than in any of the last 16 years. That's the good news. And because of the investments we've made, the use of clean, renewable energy in this country has nearly doubled, and thousands of American jobs have been created as a consequence. We're taking every possible...
And so, you said how many kilowatts is it?
It's 5 kilowatts. If you bought one of these, this is an ammonia cracker. I'm sorry, that operates from ammonia. That tank in the back is ammonia, and the ammonia is fed into this ammonia cracker. The hydrogen from the ammonia cracker is fed into the fuel cell. Now the fuel cell, this is a 30-volt, 5 kilowatt fuel cell, is connected to a battery. You see here's the switch. Now we're connecting a fuel cell to this battery. This is a 24-volt battery, and the battery is connected to this inverter.
The inverter does what to the public? That's
The inverter changes the 24 volts DC to 120 volts AC. And you can see from this meter, it says 0. I'm going to connect the output of the inverter to the lights. You see the lights up here.
And now we're running on the system.
Now the power plant is operating the lights here in the building. So if we should have a storm or a hurricane, and if we should be out of, if the quarter-power light grid were out of service for a week or a month or whatever, well, this would take care of the power requirements in this building.
So this could be used for housing applications?
Yeah.
However,
if you bought one for your house.
This fuel cell right here is the same one we saw in the other room?
Yeah.
That could go into a bus or a car?
Yeah.
And so, you said how many kilowatts is it?
It's 5 kilowatts. If you bought one of these, this is an engineering prototype.
So we're about to walk over and see this.
If you bought one for your house, it would look like this, and we can show it to you in the next building.
Now we're running this building on this power station.
5 kilowatt power plant.
5 kilowatt power plant.
Now if you notice this meter, when you looked at it before, it showed 0. Now you see it shows 20 amps. And we have 20 amps and 120 volts. That's what it takes to operate these lights.
So there's many applications for your technology. Your company really services the full range of power needs, whether for electric vehicles or for housing. You can power a battlefield hospital, right?
Well, it can power anything, anywhere you need power.
These tanks will not explode.
No, nothing explosive here.
Nothing can possibly explode with this system.
All right, but here's the thing. We've got to do more. We've got to act even faster. We have to keep investing in the development of every available source of American-made energy. And this is a question of where our priorities are. This is a choice that we face. Now, first of all, while there are no silver bullets short-term when it comes to gas prices, and anybody who says otherwise didn't tell them the truth, I have directed my administration to look for every single area where we can make an impact and help consumers in the months ahead, from permitting to delivery bottlenecks to what's going on in the oil markets. We're going to look at every single aspect.
This will take care of three houses, three ordinary houses, three-bedroom houses.
And that includes the refrigerator, the washer, the dryer, the dishwasher.
Heat and air conditioning. Now over here we have a fast charger. This will fast charge the car in 45 minutes. It's coin operated.
Coin operated.
And this is, of course, all of this is 1980 vintage. Now instead of dropping coins in, we'd use a credit card. And
that's quite easy to update that.
Yeah.
But the boxes themselves are quite modern. I mean,
yeah. So yeah. This is where you fast charge. 350 amps at Holiday Inn. In this building, we're going to build our batteries as we first get started in production. We can do 200 batteries a day on one shift, or 400 a day. And here's the layout of the building. This is the layout of the where all the equipment goes for the batteries. So we'll be assembling batteries on this side and then fuel cells on this side.
So instead of subsidizing yesterday's energy, let's invest in tomorrow's. Now, clean energy breakthroughs will only translate into clean energy jobs if businesses know there will be a market for what they're selling. So tonight, I challenge you to join me in setting a new goal. By 2035, 80% of America's electricity will come from clean energy sources.
and how many do you think you could build a day?
We can build 200 batteries a day on one shift, or 400 on two shifts. 400 a day.
And that's probably phase one, but you might have a
we'll
deal
build
going.
a larger building where we're producing, 120,000 a month.
And how long will it take you to get up in operation once you've gone through your final test?
It'll take us 6 months to get into operation here. We have to buy all of this machinery and equipment. There's long lead time on it. So it'll take about 4 months to get the equipment in, a month to get it set up, another month for trial production, and at the end of this, by the time we've reached month 5 or 6, we'll be ready for production here. And the fuel cells will be able to do 200 a month, and the fuel cell power plants will be assembled on this side here.
You're really pretty much about to go full force for this business.
Yeah, and we have a lot of we have letters of intent for over $998 million worth of electric propulsion systems for vehicles and power plants. So we have plenty of backlog, and then other potential orders would almost double that, So we'll be over. Once we're in full production, we'll be well over $2 billion.
Now, what other battery company can make that claim? I don't think there's any that has a state-of-the-art battery like this for a fraction of the cost of lithium batteries that don't explode, unlike lithium batteries, ready for production within 6 months. So that's really incredible. Okay.
We're going to look at every single aspect of gas prices because we know the burden that it's putting on consumers. And we will keep taking as many steps as we can in the coming weeks. That's short term, but over the long term, an all of the above energy strategy requires us having the right priorities. We've got to have the right incentives in place. I'll give you an example. Right now, $4 billion of your tax dollars subsidize the oil industry every year. $4 billion. They don't need a subsidy. They're making near record profits. These are the same oil companies that have been making record profits off the money you spend at the pump for several years now. How do they deserve another $4 billion from taxpayers in subsidies? It's outrageous. It's inexcusable.
So this little car will take the electrolyzer and the fuel cell in the back, and you have the batteries in the front, and you'll be able to go
180 miles in this car.
180 miles.
Yeah.
And then when you then it has a potentially a 10-gallon water tank in it.
Right, right.
Does it have to have a pump for that?
Of course, there's a pump that pumps it into the electrolyzer.
Now, one question I had when I saw the film Who Killed the Electric Car yesterday in the EV1, they said it went 80 miles on a charge, and I said, well, what happens at night? How much are the lights going to take out of the system?
Day and night, and it doesn't affect the range at all.
Biggest thing that's causing the price of oil to spike right now is instability in the Middle East. This time around Iran. When uncertainty increases, speculative trading on Wall Street increases, and that drives prices up even more. So those are the biggest short-term factors at work here.
So Bob, this is the Chinese model, right?
This is what we call the Mars 5 electric car.
Okay.
Produced by our subcontractor in Shanghai.
So you're be selling a lot of these in China.
Oh yes, yes, and of course in the USA.
As long as I'm president, I will not walk away from the promise of clean energy. Your future is too important. I will not give up. I will not cede the wind or the solar or the battery industry to China or Germany because some politicians in Washington refuse to make the same commitment here in America. With or without this Congress, I will continue to do whatever I can to develop every source of American energy so our future isn't controlled by events on the other side of the world. Right here at this university, your work is helping manufacturers save millions of dollars in energy bills by making their facilities more energy efficient. So a lot of work's already being done right here, just in this area. And the role of the federal government isn't to supplant this work, take over this work, direct this research. It is to support these discoveries. Our job is to help outstanding work that's being done in universities and labs, and to help businesses get new energy ideas off the ground.
You're a wonderful gentleman, Bob, and we wish you a lot of luck, and wave hi to all those YouTubers out there.
Okay, okay.
This Congress needs to renew the clean energy tax credits that will lead to more jobs and less dependence on foreign oil. Now, the potential of a sustained all-of-the-above energy strategy is all around us. Here in Miami, 2008, Miami became the first major American city to power its city hall entirely with solar and renewable energy. Right here in Miami. Whatever we face, we always have the power to solve it. This is going to be one of the major challenges for your generation. Solving it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, it's going to require our brightest scientists, our most creative companies, but it's going to also require all of us as citizens, Democrats, Republicans, everybody in between, all of us are going to have to do our part. If we do, the solution's within our reach. And when we do, we will remind the world once again just why it is that the United States of America is the greatest country on earth. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. God bless America.